Welcome back, dear traders. Here is a red-hot review of US financial markets. The US stock market took a nosedive as expected in the light of the Fed's minutes. The high-tech sector was hurt the most painfully, but the US dollar was the winner. The Nasdaq closed 2.2% down yesterday. The Dow Jones edged down 0.4% and the S&P 500 shed 1% to close at 4,483 points. The pre-market today is not so pessimistic. The S&P 500 was trying to get back on track. The Nasdaq even gained ground following the news that Warren Buffett's investment firm had purchased the HP stocks. Major stock indexes are likely to trade mixed. The S&P 500 is expected to trade in the corridor between 4,440 points and 4,520 today. Wall Street fell in response to the Fed's minutes released on Wednesday. The document sent a message about a rate hike by 50 basis points at the nearest policy meeting, so the market will not be caught off guard. Besides, the minutes revealed that the central bank intends to scale back its balance sheet, selling off treasuries worth $60 billion per month and mortgage securities worth $35 billion. Inflationary risks entailed by the hostilities in Ukraine are more serious than expected. All in all, the minutes confirmed market expectations and cleared up further policy moves. Now, a lot will depend on US inflation data, and today investors found more optimistic data on unemployment in the United States than in the consensus. The US Labor Department reported that the number of initial jobless claims decreased by 5,000 to 166,000 last week from 171,000 a week ago. The consensus suggested an increase to 200,000, and so the actual figure proves stability in the labor market. The US currency benefits greatly from the Fed's hawkish rhetoric. On Thursday, the US dollar index settled above 99.50, the strongest level since May 2020. Analysts project it to fluctuate in the corridor between 99.20 and 99.90. Apart from the prospects of a sharp and fast rate hikes, the US dollar strengthens on the back of geopolitical uncertainty. New sanctions from the European Union turned out to be not quite severe. The European Union offers a ban on Russian coal, but the US aims to crack down on Russian banks and the ultra-rich. The peace talks have come to a gridlock. The question is still open about any solution. The lack of progress was confirmed by the Turkish president's spokesman. He said that Moscow and Kyiv would hardly come to any diplomatic solution in the nearest days or even weeks. Besides, diplomatic agreements reached in Turkey were slammed by the Russian foreign minister. So, amid the escalating conflict between analysts predicted the realistic scenario of the greenback's climb to the psychological level of 100 points against its rival currencies. The USD CAD pair remains at 1.2528, the strongest level of November 2021. The expected corridor for the pair is defined between 1.2500 and 1.2600 for today. The driving forces for the pair remain the same: fears about energy deficit in the global market and geopolitical uncertainty. The firm US dollar has been able to weaken the loonie, and the issue of the energy deficit is taking a back seat for a while because of the EU intention to ban Russian coal imports. Oil prices lead to two-digit figures but perked up today. The oil rally was propelled by the news that the European Parliament supported the full embargo on Russian energy imports, including oil and gas. It does not mean that the embargo will come into force. Nevertheless, the oil market gained impetus. Thus, the Canadian dollar received a boost. The crypto market arouses a lot of questions. Bitcoin is extending a rapid slide, and yesterday the crypto was trading at 43,825, having lost 4.47% or more than 2,000 pips. At the moment of recording this video, Bitcoin plunged to 43,300 points. As we see, the flagship cryptocurrency again displays a clear-cut correlation with the US stock market, and the digital token is heading for the support of 42,000. And the optimistic scenario suggests a rebound to 45,500 and higher to $48,000. According to the pessimistic scenario, the crypto could drop to $36,000. To sum up, the US markets are trading on a pessimistic note. The lack of progress in the peace talks worsens negative sentiment. Good luck in your trading and see you tomorrow.